Hello, guys, and welcome back to the NW Sportscast. The Mariners suffer a huge 11-1 loss against the Twins, and so it was really down to Logan Gilbert. He blew up in the first inning. His final line, 4 innings pitched, 8 earned runs. Levi, what happened with Logan Gilbert in this one? The best pitcher for the Mariners up until this point.
Yeah, well, he was getting hit really hard, and he got into early trouble and just couldn't work his way out of it. I mean, it's a bummer. He had 2 outs, bases loaded, and it wasn't even that hard of a hit ball that ended up being a bases clearing double. I don't even remember who hit it. It was so long ago. I kind of checked out of the game after the first inning, to be honest. But I came back and watched a lot of strikeouts. Pablo Lopez struck out us a lot, and that was just how the game went.
It was indeed. Pablo Lopez was nails in this one. Really not a lot of positives. Defensively, from a pitching aspect, offensively, you can maybe point to Luke Raley. He went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Outside of that, I mean, they're really this was a pretty pitiful 3 losses in Minnesota after winning 6 straight series.
Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen, though, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be the best team in baseball every single week. Tough that this is how it ended, though. I would much rather competitive loss. 11-1 is tough, and I don't know, not much to say. Luke Raley had a nice game, and that's obviously good. Going 2 for 4, scores a run. Run batted in. Haniger scored the run on a double. And that was about it. I mean, the offense, we did manage 6 hits, but they were all very spread out. Leo Rivas with a hit.
Pick up a second major league hit.
Yeah, second major league hit in his second game, and we haven't really seen much of him, even though he's been on the team. I was hoping Josh Rojas would get on the mound today, Drew, but they didn't end up going in that direction.
They did not.
Tyson Miller closes it out. But I don't know. There's really not much to say. I mean, we could talk for 10 minutes about how bad the offense was, and
15 strikeouts.
It almost feels like
15
it feels like we're a broken record.
Their strikeout rate. There is only one player. That's Josh Rojas.
Yeah.
Who is under 23.6 going into this game, under 23.6% strikeout rate.
And so you have to
the
wonder.
League average is 23%.
Right, exactly.
So what is Drew, going into the offseason, Levi, the main thing was eliminate strikeouts.
Exactly.
Today 15.
Well, that was a red herring. That was always red. But Drew, let me ask you, is it a coaching do you think it's a coaching issue or a player issue? Cuz I'm seeing Garver, France, Haniger, and Polanco. All 4 of them, you can tell they're trying to sell out for the home run.
Julio, to some degree.
Well, Julio's not even trying to hit home runs. He's just turning into Ichiro. He's just Mr. Singles. He went 0 for 3 today, though. But, I mean, it feels like I'm watching every single player is like, oh, I have to hit 30 home runs. But instead, they're not hitting for power.
It's funny because that's what we were trying to avoid after last week.
Right. So, Drew, is it a coaching issue or this is what I've been saying. Are the players just not listening to the coaches? And in that case, does something have to change? I mean,
I would say it's a player issue, and
right.
I think it would be. I think it's mostly lies on the players, but this has been such a consistent theme over the last 5 to 10 years, where good baseball players come to Seattle and struggle. So is this just a trend in Seattle? Is this because of the weather? What is it because?
Well, we were in Minnesota today, so we can't blame the weather.
Exactly.
Oh, the marine layer.
I'm saying you could act like it's just the players, and it mostly is.
Mostly is.
The guy who ends up putting the bat off his shoulder is the person in the batter's box. The coaches don't do that.
Exactly.
However, the consistent theme and the repetitiveness of good baseball players coming to Seattle and then struggling there's got to be some underlying factor towards the pitching or towards the hitting.
I don't know, man. This is what I'll say. The power is definitely a factor at T-Mobile. That's been proven.
But like you said, this was not at T-Mobile today.
We've heard
4 games in Minnesota.
Exactly.
We struck out probably 60 times in 4 games.
And it's about. I mean, look. I really do think that the philosophy the Mariners have is we don't care how much we strike out. I don't see either that or if the coaches are really trying to not let the players strike out, the players just aren't listening.
Yeah.
And that either means the coaches are terrible because the players don't care what they have to say.
Yeah.
Or it means that the players just need to change because part of it is like you need to have coachable players, and part of it is you need to have coaches who the players actually listen to. So either Brant Brown is telling them, I don't care if you strike out, or Brant Brown is telling them not to sell out for power, and they just don't give a shit about what he says, right? Either way, that's a problem.
It is.
Either way, it's a
huge
problem.
Well, we're speaking like it's the offense the only thing that blew up today. 11 runs. Logan Gilbert, absolutely horrendous. Out of nowhere, he blows up 8 earned runs.
Yeah.
You texted me in the middle of the game. Logan Gilbert is pitching his way out of the All-Star game. And you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. 8 earned runs
So,
in just 4 innings.
Yeah.
That's going to balloon his ERA. My first question to you is, what did you see from Logan Gilbert? And my second question is, do you think he'll be able to rebound his next start and maybe go back on track to that all-star level performance that he's been super, super solid and kind of on these first few starts?
Yeah, no, I think he will bounce back. I think Logan Gilbert's a good pitcher.
Yeah, he is.
Today, he was leaving a lot of stuff right up the middle.
Sometimes
and the
you don't have
Twins
it. Sometimes you don't have it.
Advantage.
Yeah,
he just didn't have it today.
Yeah, but like he really didn't have it.
I was, honestly, credit to Gilbert. He probably told Scott during the game, like, just leave me out there, and if I get shelled, I'll take the hit on my stats because I want to give the bullpen.
Well, he gave up 5, and then he gave up 6.
There's an argument to take him out after 2 innings, and, we left him out there for 91 pitches in 4 innings, and credit to him for taking that hit.
Yeah.
Because I think that there was, by the 4th inning, he was gassed. They were hitting him hard again. And
he could have given him more in the 3rd, too.
Right.
He got bailed out with
in the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know what happened. Logan Gilbert's fastball was just down the middle, no movement, which is really rare for Logan Gilbert.
Right.
His secondary pitches weren't working, and it kind of goes back to his rookie season and his second year, where he was really a fastball-only pitcher, and the secondary pitches were kind of the things that were kind of slowing him down from being that ace. This year, he's been able to work in those secondary pitches at an elite rate that today he just didn't have. I think he'll be back. He's a really good pitcher, but he definitely needs to go to the lab.
Go to the lab. Yeah.
I think the Twins I don't know if the Twins figured out something or if Logan Gilbert just had a bad start. I'm leaning towards Logan Gilbert just having a bad start. But yeah, this is definitely a little bit concerning. Raise a little bit of red flags because Logan Gilbert was really moving into that ace level pitcher that this game, not only was he not an ace level pitcher, he couldn't pitch in Double-A and get outs today. I don't know what was happening.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think Gilbert will be fine. I think he'll be okay. But yeah, it was not a good start. And Bizzardo came in, and nice to see him back, healthy with the team, because he's been obviously injured. So I'm interested to see who's going to get sent down. Who do you think when Brian Wu comes up? Either
Bizzardo.
Either Snead, Bizzardo, or Bolton is going down.
Probably Snead.
Snead, who comes up, who became the 1,000th guy, right?
Wow, we're broken record.
One game, and then he'll be right back.
Yeah, has he pitched yet?
He did. He pitched yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
He threw an inning yesterday, scoreless inning. So
good for him.
Yeah.
Before we get into kind of the future of what this Mariners franchise is at, Levi, you got to give your player of the game.
Yeah, well, my player of the game is Luke Raley. I didn't really have a whole lot of.
It's good to see him get going, though.
There. Yeah,
2 for 4.
Good to see him get going.
Gets an RBI.
Yeah.
That's definitely encouraging from a guy that Luke Raley, his OPS is under 600 entering today. He's a career 770 OPS guy. This is really good to see. And if you get Luke Raley starting to turn it around, now you can platoon him with Ty France, who's really struggling.
Right.
You can put him in right field more often with Mitch Haniger struggling. Until Canzone comes back, you can put him in left. So if Luke Raley starts to get going, that would be very, very encouraging for this offense that has been lackluster, to put it lightly, in these last few games in Minnesota. So the Mariners, they lose 3 of 4 against the Twins, and now they have 3 at home against the A's. The first series lost in 7 series. A lot of momentum riding into this Twin series. Completely shot down. We could have lost all 4. How do you respond against the A's? Because this is a big 3 games. The A's are playing pretty well. They put up 11 runs yesterday against the Rangers. What are you going to do if you're the Mariners here? You come back in T-Mobile Park. You got a 6-game homestand. What are you going to do?
Don't get complacent. It's you're allowed to have a bad week, but you're not allowed to have once if one bad week turns into 2 and then 3. that's when, all of a sudden, maybe you're just not that good of a team. Right, good teams...
That's what you said yesterday in your post.
Good teams have bad weeks. The Dodgers have bad weeks. The Yankees have bad weeks.
7 straight.
Have they won 7 straight?
Yeah, the Dodgers are a heater.
Yeah, well, I mean, but they're going to have bad weeks too, right? So you could go 3-5 in an 8-game stretch, and then you can go 5-3 in the next 8, and nobody remembers it, right? But you can't get complacent. You can't let this become, a common theme, right? Like you said, the A's, they're scrappy, dude. They have not been as bad as most people thought they'd be.
No, they're a scrappy team, and then you don't want to play a scrappy team when you're not being able to hit a ball right now. Like that's not the type of team you want to play,
right?
Because everyone on the A's are fighting to stay in the MLB,
right?
And when you have your livelihood on the line, you do everything it takes to get that extra out, make that hustle play, stay alive on a 2-2 count, what have you. The Mariners, they need to come in and they need to sweep this A's team, in my book. I think 2 of 3 would be great. The sweep would really put us off on the right foot. After the A's, who do we have?
After that, it's the Royals, who are another scrappy team.
Another team. I don't want to play the Royals right now either.
The Royals are 2 games ahead of us, actually, for the 3rd wild card. So that's a game where, I hate to be that guy who's always looking into the postseason in May, but right away, we've got the Twins came into this series tied with us in the standings. Now they're 2 games ahead, right? So the Royals, we're going to enter that series really tight with them. And every series, when you're playing a team that is in the wild card race and you expect, maybe we'll win the division. History tells us we won't, right? We're probably going to be in the wild card race. Taking a series against the Royals is really important there.
Yeah, it is. It's important to get a series against the A's. It's important to get a series against the Royals. These are 2 teams that, yes, scrappy, super talented, no. You're more talented of a team than them, especially on the pitching end. At home, you expect to walk away with 4 of 6 wins. 4 of 6 games you got to win, in my book. If you go 3 of 6, it's not the end of the world, but you really got to take advantage of these games in early May at home against bad teams, because in late September, you're going to be looking back and wishing you had a couple more of these games. I guarantee you, because there's other teams doing really, really well right now that you're competing against. The Twins, one of them. The Yankees are now, hitting the ball really well. There's a few other teams that they're going to pass you by if you don't start to win these games against winnable opponents.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, 20-18, still 2 games above 500. So it's not, we're nowhere near panic levels.
No, but this is discouraging, especially offensively. I know this was just Logan Gilbert blowing up, but offensively, you gotta scrape across more than one run, especially when the Twins are throwing out some of their worst relievers in the latter half of the game. You gotta take advantage of that. The fact that Julio is going over, he has 1 home run on the year.
Yeah,
that is
9th.
That's crazy. This is a guy that lots of people, including myself, thought he could go for 40, 45 home runs.
I would say, 2020 is the goal right now. 2020 is the goal. Now could he absolutely go off?
He's totally going to get 20 stolen bags.
And when he was a rookie, obviously he's going to get 20 bases.
I think 30-20.
So you're saying, let's hope he can steal 30. I mean, I don't know. He could steal 40 bases, but I'm saying 20 home runs should be the goal.
I would book him to have a few weeks stretch where he turns into the best baseball player in MLB.
I mean,
it's going to happen.
In his rookie year, he didn't have a home run until May 1st, and then he ended up hitting 27. So
it's true. Julio is a guy historically. It takes a long time to get going. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
if he can fix that for next year or what, but it has been a consistent theme that Julio in April and early May just struggles. And he's been hitting the ball a little bit better as of now. Tomorrow against the A's, who do we got on the bump?
It might be Bryce Miller. It might be Brian Wu. It's listed as TBD right now. So
the radio guys said that Wu is the more likely option, but we don't know as of right now. If it is Wu, that'll be a very interesting first start.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I'm hopeful that it will be Wu, because
probably on a pitch count, he'll probably.
If Wu's going tomorrow, you give Miller and Luis an extra day. But if Wu is pitching Saturday, then only Luis gets an extra day. So I would rather have Wu jump in tomorrow.
Wu, Miller, Castillo.
Do Wu, Miller, Castillo, and then back to Kirby Gilbert for the Royals. That would make sense to me. But who knows? Maybe they want to give Wu an extra day. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Wu. Paul Blackburn, the Athletics ace, is on the mound tomorrow, so
Ace.
I'm going
Let's
to
put that in quotation marks.
Well, he's been good. He has a 3-year already. He was an All-Star 2 years ago, so
Yeah.
he's a solid pitcher. Not a guy who gets talked about a lot on ESPN, but he's not going to be easy. My guess is he will probably set his season high in strikeouts. So all we have to do is hit a couple home runs, though, and the Mariners have this weird thing, Drew. They can't hit for 8 innings, but then in 1 inning they'll hit a 3-run home run, and then they win 3-2. So
It would not be a shock at all. Well, that will about do it here on the NW Sportscast. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, might as well give it a like. Clearly enjoyed it a little bit. Please subscribe down below. We're slowly closing in on that 700 number, trying to get to, 1,000 by the end of the season?
Yeah.
That would be super, super cool. Daily post-game shows. We have not missed a game every single day this year. A few were without audio, but we'll give Levi a break there. And that'll about do it. Levi, you got anything for us?
As always, guys, go Mariners. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.